Look, I got my We Rule windmill is empty right now. If you want that grain, you better send a request. Can you send it? Okay, good.
Is anybody else playing this stupid game?
I am so addicted to this nonsense.
We're about to go live, and Kevin's like, I'm gonna make some strawberries.
I almost lost my pumpkins last night. I was at the Streamy Awards, and I had to ask security if I could go out to the alley to get reception to harvest my pumpkins, so I could go back in and continue
Kevin,
hating my life.
And how hard show people what it looks like when you harvest.
Oh well, I can't harvest right now. My strawberries are almost done. But
it
here,
would
I'll
look
show
like
you.
this.
I'm gonna accept an order for some grain right now. So here we are. Oh, Brian wants some grain? Yeah, accept. Yeah! So I'm gonna be churning away on that one for a while.
So yeah, this is live TV. T4 Studios in Los Angeles.
All show long today.
No.
Okay, fine.
Okay. So hey, are you a first-time viewer?
No.
Sorry.
Yeah, sorry.
I usually like that. I'm actually going to take the reins back from this guy. You got to keep harvesting.
I'm good. It's going away.
But you're in luck because you chose to visit us during Epic April, which starts now.
Epic April is sort of like Mardi Gras for your TV, but the movies are blurred. Mostly. I mean, we are live, so sometimes one pops out. What are you going to do? You're going to pause it and call your friends and then move on. How are we feeling today?
How are you feeling today?
Pretty good. On the show today, we swing by the set of The Big Bang Theory. The coolest nerds on TV besides us, of course. Will take us on a tour of their Smarted Pants world, and then we got a solid week of gaming laptops on Gadgetron, everybody. We're going to kick things off with a super small, ultra portable Alienware rig that only weighs 4.5 pounds. That is light for gaming and something made by aliens.
How do you know, are things by aliens usually light?
No, they're normally heavy.
And so they're usually. So do you know you have alien?
Yeah, it's alien technology and it's very light. That's what we're going to rate today. I'm going to check on my squash now. Forget you. I'm going to check on my squash. Oh, someone placed an order for dresses.
He doesn't have a girlfriend, FYI. Then Blair Butler goes behind the scenes at Mattel to get an exclusive first look at the Toymakers 2010 Comic-Con lineup, including limited edition He-Man and DC Comics collectibles. And actor Kevin Pollack will be here live in studio to talk about his new Battlegun online series, Vamped Out. It's a vampire mockumentary you can sink your fangs into.
Oh, I get it.
So the trap on the web hole is treacherous.
Yes, get out your wood. We're going around the net. Biker,
a passive observer,
and a sandwich. That's about right. That's about right. Yeah. BMX is like, look at this sweet trick. The dude's like, look at my trick. My jaw isn't broken. I can actually enjoy this delicious sandwich.
But to be fair, it did look delicious,
It did look very delicious, yeah.
And also, you guys, don't worry about that biker going hungry. He got to eat a pavement sandwich of his own.
Oh! Where do you, I mean... Every day.
Because I was thinking about it, and I was like, okay, that guy's eating a sandwich, and so they're like, wait, that's so funny because the guy's not looking at it because he's eating a sandwich. And I thought, well, then they're going to be worried about the biker guy.
Yeah, no, we got it.
No, wait, hold on. And then I'm like, wait, and then he's like, goes face forward, and what's on your face? Your mouth. And then, like, what's in front of him is the pavement. I was like, ooh, put that together, pavement sandwich.
Yeah. We got it. I think.
Second City. 3 weeks at Second City. 3 weeks.
What's coming in at
and
number 4?
2.
What's at number 4?
Bring it over here, guys. Let's bring it over here. It's a cat video at number 4.
Yeah! Last week there was this cat that can stand on its own hind legs, and someone uploaded the video to the internet. That's how that works.
And now, recent Who's Who on YouTube honoree and After Effects guru Freddie Wong has made it much, much better. only be described as the most heroic genital licking ever caught on film.
I'm not good at now. Let's move it on.
No.
Today's number 3 item
He's
comes
a
to us
D'Artagnan, a hairball.
from British musicians.
Right? Hey, what's up, the Musketeers? What's up, people who like to read?
I like the candy.
It's milky inside
It's delicious.
and chocolate on the outside.
Today's number 3 item comes to us from British musicians Brett Domino and Stephen Peavis.
Now, we've seen these guys around the net before doing a very British and very nerdy rendition of some of the world's most old-school R&B songs.
Yes, but now they're back using their collection of outcast instruments to take on the blue-eyed funk, if I may, of one Mr. Justin Timberlake.
I'm bringing sexy back. Them other boys don't know how to act. Kazoo. Yeah, if you let go, the music should groove your bones. Just remember, just take it slow. Ain't nobody love you like I love you. You're a good girl, and that's what makes me trust you.
That is awesome. Awesome.
I may be wrong, but that might be the first time that kazoos, ukuleles, and recorders have been featured in a song about getting it on.
Yes. And probably the last time. I don't think the ladies get too hot and bothered for the kazoo. They'll give you a handy for a theremin, but not... They won't even look at you if you play the kazoo.
How many handies have you gotten for a theremin?
How many theremins do I own? You know. You've seen my extensive collection.
But you can play a theremin more than once.
Oh.
So you can get it multiple times for just one.
Got it. Noted. All right. Look for Craigslist ads for theremins coming soon.
Okay, so this weekend, Tiger Woods was back putting his balls where they belong, in the ground of the Masters.
Yes. But his weird ass, the Nike ad starring his dead pappy is still getting mashed up. And here's the best one so far. I didn't make the damn commercial. But this one combines Tiger's sour, oh, sorry, I humped a lot face, with the sage advice of our favorite fake doctor, Dr. Stephen Brule.
So many jokers have motorcycles. I can't have one. Can't afford it. Have a cool uncle, though. Can't have everything. Can't kiss a beautiful girl and have a cool uncle. If I had to choose between kissing a beautiful girl on the mouth or the lips and a jetpack, I would choose a jetpack. Because then you can get all the good girls. If you had a jetpack, you fly to them. It's simple.
Man, could you imagine how much ass Tiger would get if he did have a jetpack?
Yeah.
So much.
Too much ass could be bad, though.
For what?
For your health. Yeah, we get it. Still ahead, the moon joins us for some sexy talk.
AOTS's biggest month of the year rolls on with our number 1 around the net.
Sexy talk.
If he had a jetpack, I'd be in trouble.
Truly defies description. I don't think anybody could properly describe what is happening in today's number 1 clip.
We're actually going to give it a shot anyway, though.
Yep. YouTube user Gervais posted this video of the moon.
The moon.
The moon.
The moon.
Trying to turn you on. Yes, the moon. You know, the one in the... Yeah.
The moon.
Yep. Brace yourselves for a little lunar lovin'.
Hey, baby. Yeah, I'm talking to you. Yeah. I'm thinking about throwing some of this moonshine on you. Huh? You want some of this moonshine? Huh? The sun ain't got nothing on me.
I will take some of that moonshina. Yeah, sign me up.
Oh, fun fact, the word moongina gets you lots of points in Scrabble, so that's exciting.
Only in the new, only in those new, like, crazy British rules ones.
The pronouns, nouns, people's names,
they really ruined it.
anything you want to come up with, boobity blabbity. 28
Yeah,
points.
done. Yeah, no, that's street slang, son. Check the rules. That's legal. There are only a few episodes of 24 left, and before Fox decided to cancel the show, the network actually floated some names to step in the event that Kiefer Sutherland actually retired Jack Bauer.
That's true. Freddie Prinze Jr. Wasn't what they were exactly looking for.
No, too feminine.
Yeah, neither was Janine Garofalo.
Yeah, way too masculine.
And actually, the closest Fox came to a new Bauer, I'm actually really proud to say this. I don't know if you guys heard, but they're thinking about Kevin Pereira, actually. Kevin was the next in line for Bauer, and he actually spent... Yeah, it was really close. It was really close, but he had a callback for Taco Bell commercial that he was really keen to make. But in the process of getting next in line, he actually spent a few dangerous days at CTU.
The following takes place between 6 p.m. and 6:02 p.m.
All right, Katie, I'm here, and it's definitely a bomb. It's a...
Okay, I didn't get that last part. Are you using your cell phone?
No, I'm on my iPhone. Thank you.
Why aren't you on your comm?
Oh, because the earpiece thing makes the side of my head all tender and raw, and it's not good. I have to rub lotion on it. It's a long story.
I need you to tell me exactly.
Katie, you're breaking up. What'd you say?
Tell me everything you see! What was that?
I was browsing the App Store, and there's this new one called Monsieur Repeaty, and he's a parrot dressed as a butler, and he says everything that you say back to you in a French accent. It's $1.99. That is funny. That is funny.
Kevin, focus. Listen carefully to me.
Okay.
Cut the blue wire, then the red. Do not touch the yellow.
Katie, listen, we don't have time. Guys.
We don't have time. Come here, Paul.
Paul, come on, gather around, hurry up.
Kevin.
Okay, no, do it portrait. Do it, get more in there. Do something cool, like point the guns at the bomb. Like really, do something, fun. Okay, ready? Katie, check my Twitter.
Kevin, stop tweeting!
Katie, are you there? Katie, hello?
Fine, blow up, I don't care.
Hey, does anybody have Verizon? Boost? Guys, I also did not get the Taco Bell campaign. So...
Got Epic April.
Two strikes.
You got me. The Big Bang Theory.
Oh, that's another show.
It is another show, and it's one of the best nerdy shows on television. Jim Parsons, he was guest hosting the show before. I love that guy.
Yes, and their set actually has a few Attack of the Show posters on it.
That they stole.
Yeah, some of which we actually may or may not have added ourselves.
We should have.
When we were there behind the scenes.
The Geeks are taking over, and once again, The Big Bang Theory is leading the charge in primetime with its third season.
These are my kind of people. What sort of awesome nerdiness can we expect for this season?
Well, we're in a comic book store as we speak. Well, the boys are the boys, and Leonard and Penny are having their ups and downs, and I really love how they've handled that this year, and that it's not become the focal point of the show.
Now, it seems like there's been this nerd takeover of Hollywood. Why do you think that is?
I think there are a lot more nerds than people expected out there, and they're very passionate fans. Like, nerds don't just, see a couple Star Treks, they learn a language that was made up by person. Hey, Leonard, where do you come down on giant ants?
Obviously, your character, out of all four of them, probably throws out the most scientific mathematical facts.
The giant ant would be crushed under the weight of its own exoskeleton.
Are all these facts true?
That's what they tell me. That is what they tell me.
You take someone's word for it?
I completely do. Well, we have the science advisor, David Salzberg, and he really, with a fine-tooth comb over everything, every whiteboard, every whatever.
Your smug self-satisfaction will be short-lived.
Have you found yourself becoming more nerdy from working on this show?
Yeah, but that's just hanging around Kunal more than anything. It's Kunal rubbing off on me.
That might explain my weepy days in the middle of the month.
Yeah, I was pretty a big nerd anyway, but comic books, I was never really into comic books as much. But now I find myself on set, and we have time between the take, and I'll open a comic book and I'll start reading it, and then it ends, and I'm like, what happens next?
You know what I'm talking about.
Comic books, video games, and collectibles. Thank you, Big Bang Theory, for making all the things I hold dear socially acceptable, one household at a time. Ooh, Star Trek.
I once actually tried to BitTorrent a movie called The Big Bang Theory, and it was a healthy torrent, lots of cedars, and
How'd that go for you, huh?
I did not realize that quantum physics-themed porn existed. I really didn't know. And when you open up Schrodinger's box, the thing inside there, not a cat.
Oh!
Quantum humor.
Bam!
That's a good joke.
Later in the show, we kick off a week of gaming laptops and Gadgetron with the Alienware ML11X. A little laptop powerhouse packed with 4 gigs of RAM and a fancy NVIDIA graphics card.
Monitor heads aren't there anymore.
I know.
And later, Blair Butler heads to Mattel's secret headquarters to unveil the toy maker's 2010 Comic-Con exclusives. You'll see these limited edition collectibles for the first time ever right here. Stick around. These geniuses are trying to show off their team parkour moves. So what happens next? Does he inadvertently nail his friend in the crotch? Does he make it over but get nailed by the guy behind him? Or does he flip and land right on his head? Find out when we return. These geniuses are trying to show off their team parkour moves. So what happens next? Does he inadvertently nail his friend in the crotch? Does he make it over but get nailed by the guy behind him? Or does he flip and land right on his head? Pretty sure that's not how you're supposed to do it. Hey everybody! We're live. That's happening. So, welcome back to Attack of the Show's Epic April. It's our biggest month of the year. It really is.
And it's so exciting because news is literally exploding in our faces. Or I've been running into walls again.
Well, thankfully, Allison's here with some news. So maybe it's not the wall thing. Maybe
I'm thinking it's the wall.
I'm thinking it's the latter. I read your Twitter. It's there.
I have a Twitter?
Yeah. You know what? I'm just going to start the feed.
It's Monday, April 12th, and here are your top stories. Conan O'Brien has a new late-night home, and it's not on Fox. In a surprising move, cable network TBS announced that Coco has signed to host an 11 p.m. talk show beginning in November of this year. To say that no one saw this coming is a bit of an understatement, but TBS has been home to George Lopez's talk show, and the network is clearly hoping to steal some of broadcast TV's late-night thunder. On a side note, this may be the first time a lot of people our age actually watch TBS, so good job. Last week, the net was crackling with rumors of 2 Microsoft-branded phones. Today, the embargo has been lifted, and we have all the juicy details. Microsoft will be bringing 2 phones to Verizon. The smaller phone, called Kin 1, is square and has 4 gigs of storage. The larger model, Kin 2, is rectangular with 8 gigs of space. The pricier Kin 2 can handle HD video and has a built-in 8-megapixel camera. Though the storage sounds limited, the phones back up most of their data, like photos and video, to the cloud. Yes, both phones will run a slimmed-down version of the new Windows Phone OS. Both Kins have a full QWERTY keyboard and are targeted towards social networking and SMS addicts. Look for them to hit stores in May. Palm, the maker of smartphones like the Pre and Pixie, may be up on the auction block. According to Bloomberg News, steep competition from the iPhone and an abundance of Android devices is largely to blame for Palm's struggling sales numbers. Palm's most valuable asset right now is the WebOS software that powers their mobile phones. According to Bloomberg, likely purchasers include HTC, Lenovo, and Dell, all of whom would benefit by acquiring Palm's WebOS software and using it for their mobile devices. And finally, we have more news about the contentious split between Activision and the founders of Infinity Ward. The company that created Modern Warfare and Call of Duty, Activision fired studio heads Jason West and Vince Zampella in March, but the two have already found new jobs with rival game publisher EA. Yes, while the two men have filed a lawsuit against Activision alleging wrongful termination, they've also formed their own new studio called Respawn, which will work exclusively for EA. And to Activision, that may be far worse than any lawsuit. It's getting dirty, people. I'm Allison Hayslip, and you have just been fed. Now we go back to Kevin and Olivia.
Oh, thank you. You'll be playing Wii Rule in about a day. I give it a day. Hey, let's rate some gadgetry, shall we?
Cover the eyes of your children. It's time to kick off a week of gaming laptops. It's Gadgetron.
Woo! Listen, we know.
I know.
We get it.
Know.
We hear it 1,000 times.
Shut up.
You want faster, smaller computers. Fine.
Shut up.
We got one for you.
Shut it.
Yeah.
We know Alienware can make a badass gaming notebook, but did you know they make them super small as well? The M11X is proof. Just over an inch thick and weighing about 4.5 pounds, this little powerhouse packs an Intel Core 2 Duo processor, up to 8 gigs of RAM, and an NVIDIA GeForce 335M video card for amazing frame rates. Take the game with you, starting at $800.
This is the smallest gaming laptop we've ever seen. Look at
her.
this. Look at her.
It's so tiny.
A little less than a foot across. It does feel pretty thick at 1.3 inches. It is heavy at 4.5 pounds.
Yeah.
These sides are a little bit sharp, but really, it's not. It's pretty nice design in my opinion. What do you think overall?
Yeah, no, and for a gaming PC, it's as understated as it should be, which is nice. There's no optical drive in it, so you do have to keep that in mind. But you do have a healthy amount of ports, and in terms of the size, I actually don't mind it at all. I mean, it's heavy enough to where it doesn't feel like a toy, but it's not ridiculous that you don't want to, not carrying it around because of its size.
Yeah.
So I dig it, especially considering it has the power to potentially replace a desktop. It's easily the most portable gaming laptop or notebook that we've reviewed.
Now, obviously, its small size means that the screen and the keyboard have been downsized too.
Yeah.
So, do you think that it's still something that we're going to easily game on, or is it going to start to restrict?
I think for the most part. The screen has a 720p resolution. It looks really good. Has HDMI out, so you can play games in high def on any monitor. The keyboard is a decent size, and it's easy to type on, but strangely enough, actually...
Does the Alienware have to be brighter than the screen?
No, you don't have to be blinded by the corporate logo. You can customize all that, shut it off. You can change the color if your heart fancies. That'll make it faster. I don't know
shut up.
For the Fast and Furious kids out there. The one part of the laptop that heats up the most is the spot underneath your wrist, right beneath the WAS and D keys. I thought that was a little odd. And the keyboard is a little too slick for my taste. I feel like the keys...
I want to be more beveled.
Yeah, it needs more beveled, a little more tactile. But overall, you can still game on it with no problem. You'll be fine. USB ports in the front for when you snap a mouse onto it. The cherry on top, again, you can customize every single light on the keyboard, huh? The keyboard, the logo, the headlights. This is a lot of fun when you're not talking to ladies.
Or harvesting.
When you're not harvesting crops or contemplating your lack of sex life.
Stop making fun of the kids who want this. You're harvesting strawberries.
Listen, that is good money there.
Okay, so let's get back to the Alienware.
That's the biggest worry is, man, how many hours of sleep am I going to have? Do I have 5 hours? Because then I can plant pumpkins.
Okay. Okay. So what we were really worried about was whether or not Alienware could still make a laptop this small that can still play any game on the market, because that's what we really want. So can you play any game on the market?
You can, Olivia.
Aha!
Games like Just Cause 2 played well.
Applaud.
But when we maxed out the settings, it did get a little on the choppy side. But again, it's totally playable. Our usual 3D Mark Vantage test scored a little on the low side, which was a bit disappointing. Here you're looking at the Matrix. But once, there we go, that rocket boat should be moving a little faster than 2 frames a second. But other than that, games themselves ran pretty well.
$800, that's where it starts,
Yeah.
which really isn't really bad for a gaming laptop.
No.
Especially at this size. So
People go, $800, that's a lot for a gaming rig. Not for a gaming laptop. This thing is totally portable. Plug it in anywhere, you're good to go. And as such, we're giving it a 4 out of 5. Pretty good rating.
4 out of 5.
Yeah. Decent performance, good design.
Were you struggling between giving it a 3.5 or a 4.5?
I wanted to, but I really feel like the ability to customize the lights tips the scales. I'm giving it a solid 4.
Okay, I might have given it a 4.5.
Some people might do that. I'm giving it a 4 out of 5.
Okay,
Is what
well,
I'm giving it.
You know, sometimes I like
Well,
to
let's
put
agree
that
to
extra
disagree.
half.
We don't even have to, actually. We can just disagree. That's it for today's Gadget Prawn. Remember, for even more of the latest news on computers and tech and games and all that stuff, check out g4tv.com/thefeed. You love it, don't you? Right. Now, do you like ninjas? Yeah! Who doesn't, right? Well, you'll want to watch the original Ninja Warrior when it returns Saturday with new episodes. It's great, Olivia. You can see dudes almost die in Japan this weekend right here on G4. You can learn more at g4tv.com/Ninja Warrior. Stay tuned! AOTS's biggest month of the year rolls on. It turns out that Epic April may bring vampires. Yes. Actor Kevin Pollack will be here live to talk about his new online series, Vamped Out. Stick around. All right, handshake.
No.
I'm gonna be
No.
The Feed is brought to you by KFC. Try the new Double Down Sandwich. So much chicken, there wasn't room for a bun. Only at KFC.
From Hollywood to Bollywood. Geek Goddess. Hamle ke show.
All right, everybody, today I welcome a fellow Kevin to the show. This one actually has talent.
Wait.
Here's a look at his new online series, Vamped Out.
The entire vampire mythology you got from Bram Stoker is all wrong. It is all wrong. Look, if I were one of his vampires, would I be able to do this? Huh? Huh? Nothing. Or this? Holy water? Oh, no, nothing. Or how about some garlic? It's good for your cholesterol? Well, mine too. And we're not like bats. Hold on, I'm all right. Oh, God, that's terrible.
Joining me now, ladies and gentlemen, Kevin Pollack is here.
Please.
Soak it up. Soak it up. Drink it in. Let it marinate. Let it marinate.
Please. Be seated. That's too much.
We can't afford those here. But remain standing and enjoy it.
Yeah.
That could be. I sense a streamy in your future.
Oh, stop.
I hate to call it so early, but I'm going to say you were there last night. I saw you there.
I was hoping for an Academy Award for that.
No, you get streakers and a broken DVD player.
Right.
Did you enjoy the festivities? Were you out late or?
Yeah, I have bags under my eyes to prove it. Yeah. We had ourselves a time. The chat show is barely a year old, and we picked up a streamy, so that was sweet. Yeah.
But then you said that the chat show, which did win, and then you have Vampire Diaries. And what I love is this came out of Vampire Diaries,
Yes.
right? Vamped Out was born out of this. I thought like, okay, all the vampire stuff's going on. You said, all right, well, let's glom onto this and do that. But it was the other way around.
Yeah, I saw a billboard on my way to have lunch with that wonderful actor you just saw in that clip. Thanks for showing that very much. And I sat down bemoaning this billboard for Vampire Diaries, saying, really? And he said, could you imagine being a vampire right now who can't get hired to be one? in one of these ridiculous movies or TV shows, and my girlfriend said, that's a great bit for your act, my stand-up act. And I said, no, that's a web series. And I hadn't thought about doing a web series, really, but that's just what came out, and within a week we started writing. Within 3 weeks we had 6 episodes, a readable version anyways. And
is that the advantage to doing a web series, is that you don't have to wait for the giant wheel of some network to turn and 40 other people to greenlight it and agree that it's a good idea?
Yeah, it's extraordinary, the freedom and control that Babblegum.com gave us in terms of what we wanted, which was the reason to do it, as you mentioned, is that sort of control and freedom. We had a little premiere the other night that Babblegum was nice enough to throw for us, and I had a few allegedly famous friend jerks show up. And,
friend jerks?
Yeah,
Were they like booing and hissing during the premiere of your thing? Were they catcalling?
I just have to undercut it by calling them jerks.
Okay.
Otherwise, it's just flat out name dropping when I say Matthew Perry was there.
Oh, Matthew Perry!
Yeah. Okay. But when I say he's a jerk, now it's great.
Yeah, no, now you're forgiven.
But no, so he's doing a pilot that he created for one of the networks, and he was telling me after the premiere that he really loved the show, and he said, you know, they are noting me to death over there, like all networks do, you know, because I was telling him about the freedom that we had, and I said, you know, you've already got money, so maybe you want to give the web thing a shot too. And
is the web thing only viable for those that already have money? Because I feel like you can't really. I'm going to go off and chase my dreams as I beg for change for craft services.
Yeah, there's probably craft service. What are you talking about? There's probably.
Did you have craft services on your shoot?
I enjoy a carrot.
Was it a bunch of Lunchables for Vamped Out? Take your pick. There's the salami. You can build your own.
It's funny. I did insist on building into the budget craft service for everyone, for the crew, if you could call it that, and you know, paid the actors SAG digital, and you know, I wanted all the prospects of everyone sharing in the potential success to be a part of it, that everyone invested their lives and stuff. But there's so many varying levels. You mentioned if you have money already, but you can follow a dream if this is your first, you know, venture. Just clearly you can do anything, as the streamies proved last night. And or you know, if you're at the other end of the spectrum, where you know you've enjoyed an illustrious career in traditional media, or the ebb and flow of it, and you're actually searching for any sort of way to have creative freedom and control to literally do what your imagination desires, then that's the outlet. That's waiting for you, and that is spectacular. And so, you know,
I dream in standard def with tinny audio, so I feel like internet media is exactly where I need to be. I even buffer my dreams, so I think it's the perfect spot. I wish we had an hour. I do want to get to chat show real quick, because you've been doing this thing for over a year now.
Yeah.
And I love that you're one of those guys that has made it, does have the monies, and yet you love the internet. You truly embrace it. You aren't just doing this because someone tells you you're supposed to.
No, I think it's extraordinary, quite frankly. It's beyond just being the wild frontier. You know, it really is offering up amazing opportunities, and as you probably covered on this show, 6 months to a year from now, every television will have instant internet access, and so all shows on the internet will be seen on television just as easily as anything else, and so the future is happening.
Will you ever
why not be a part of it?
Will you ever interview Christopher Walken as Christopher Walken?
I would just say, if I could, hey Chris, seriously, what the hell?
Kevin, absolute pleasure to have you here. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. You guys, the first episode of Vamped Out is now live at babblegum.com. Go check it out. It's really funny. But now, Miss Olivia Munn.
Thanks, guys. Every year at San Diego Comic-Con, fans swarm the show floor trying to buy limited edition collectibles. We sent Blair Butler to Mattel headquarters to bring you a first look at the Toy Maker's 2010 Comic-Con exclusive offerings.
I am here at Mattel, one of the largest toy companies in the world, for an exclusive first look at some collectible toys you will only be able to buy at San Diego Comic-Con later this summer. I'm here with Scott Knightlick, brand manager here at Mattel. Scott, what makes you the toy expert around this place?
Oh, I think it's been a lifelong passion for toys. It's, you know, when you graduate college and you're still going to Target at 8 o'clock in the morning, you know you found your career.
Explain the concept of a Comic-Con exclusive.
The whole idea is to reward people who make it out to the Super Bowl of geekdom, you know, and give them a souvenir to take home that really shows up, hey, I was there.
All right, Scott, tell me about this.
This is Molar, the attorney and dentist versus Skeletor. Yeah, this is one of the craziest Masters of the Universe figures we've done to date. It comes right from a Season 2 Robot Chicken sketch.
Molar, attorney and dentist, comes with everything you see here.
And Skeletor is actually missing a tooth.
Yes, just like in the very end of the sketch when Molar pulls Skeletor's tooth there in the vice grip.
So if you love Masters of the Universe and dentistry, this one's a winner.
Here it is. We know you guys have been waiting for it. It is Orko, the San Diego Comic-Con exclusive. And Orko comes with one of our coolest accessories. His accessory is Prince Adam. Whoops. When you take Orko from Comic-Con and you dip him in hot water, he magically disappears, as well as the magic book accessory that he comes with. When you dip that in hot water, the Comic-Con logo appears on the book.
So, as a giant comic book nerd, I'm extremely excited about this next figure. It's the DC Universe Plastic Man.
Only at Comic-Con for Plastic Man will you get Plastic Man as a suitcase, which you can attach the arms to.
Okay.
And there you go, Plastic Man. He's pretty cool.
Okay, here's something I never thought I would see. A Starro the Conqueror toy. That is a crazy old school DC villain. Scott, tell us about this one because it's epic.
Yeah, this is definitely our big picture piece for the show. Okay. It is DC Comics' 75th anniversary this year. Right. And we wanted to do something that was really going to pay tribute to that. What is one of the most iconic covers of all time? It was the cover of Brave and the Bold that featured the first appearance of the Justice League of America, right. And the villain was Starro the Conqueror, yes. Who has never been done as a toy.
All right, well, I am extremely excited to check these out at Comic-Con, and we're going to have even more exclusive Mattel toys for you coming up later this week. Until then, I'll see you later.
Well, I'd say it is about time. Starro, the giant psychic starfish, got his own bendy action figure.
Oh, yeah. There's so many dynamic action poses you can put him into on your face.
So, hey, believe it or not, libraries still exist.
That's funny. Online, yeah.
Yeah, so screw Twilight. It's time to attack these unsucky books. Self-proclaimed Halo diehards probably think they know all there is to know about the Halo universe, huh, Kev?
They probably do.
But you know, you really don't know Jack unless you've got the Halo Encyclopedia. This massive compendium of Halo mythology is 350 pages, chock full of all things Halo. From breakdowns of weapons and vehicles to never-before-seen story material. If you don't see the appeal in studying up on everyone's favorite shooter, keep this in mind. Okay? Chicks love a dude with an expansive knowledge of any given video game franchise. Okay? Also, chicks love dudes who wear backpacks. It's true. These are just things I know that I want to give to you. Now, it seems like just about everyone's seen an image of Jesus in their breakfast toast or an afternoon trip to the Crapper. Are you guys feeling left out? Then grab a copy of Look, It's Jesus! This compilation of coincidental Jesus imagery showing up on this compilation of holy visits from our Lord and Savior blesses our congregation with wonderful images. From the chocolate Easter egg Jesus to the alabaster vase Jesus and my personal favorite, couch stain Jesus. I mean, look at this stuff. Seriously, how can you not be a believer? And finally, say what you will about Tim Burton's recent films. The guy has a vision unlike any other. So if you worship at the Church of Burton, you'll want to grab yourself The Art of Tim Burton. This glorified coffee table book has over 1,000 original illustrations, most of which have never been seen. It spans Burton's entire career from pre-production materials to personal scrawls on napkins. But, be warned, prolonged readings might lead to seeing the world like a never-ending acid trip, and I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding. Head on over to g4tv.com/AOTS for info on all this reading material and more. Still ahead, we give you free stuff. It's our epic giveaway, and it's coming up next.
It's big, it's beautiful, and you're gonna love it.
AOTS's biggest month of the year continues as
Christopher Mintz-Plasse joins us live in studio to talk about his new super persona in Kick-Ass. And Morgan Webb travels across the world to the demilitarized zone in South Korea. Then epic giveaways continue every day with an HD Canon camera and an IMAX summer movie bundle. It's Epic April all month long.
So, guess what time it is?
Almost 8 p.m. Eastern. Unless this is a repeat, then who knows?
So why do you have to be so difficult, Kevin? It's
Asked a question, I answered it. I thought that was
because
helping along.
You know what I meant. It's time for the epic giveaway.
I know. On Friday, we gave away an unlocked Google Nexus One phone, and the winner of the Google phone is Jeff P. of Portland, Oregon. That's how they talk in Oregon. Congrats, Jeff P. from Portland.
And don't think we're done yet either. Today, you can win one of these boys. No, you actually can't. You can win one of 5 $200 gift certificates to Jinx.com.
Our mostly male audience just went, what? Oh, all right.
It's a clothing brand inspired by video games and geek culture.
Yes.
And also, you look this awesome.
Yeah, they've got hats, t-shirts, jackets, polo shirts for the discriminating nerd.
Oh, is that their slogan?
Discriminate.
There it is.
No, yell at Olivia, is what I mean. Here are the rules. Visit G4TV.com/AOTS and click the epic giveaway link. Get your entry in by April 13th at 3 p.m. Olivia?
Yes, and we'll...
that's normally when you talk about death or something like that.
Oh, yeah, sorry. No, I was just thinking, I wanted to ask you, can we get a shot of these guys real quick? Kevin, real quick.
What?
F kill Mary.
Mary. Yeah?
Who would you... Come on, Kevin. F kill or Mary. Answer it.
We'll announce the winners on tomorrow's show.
Come on, Kevin.
Graphics.
You have to answer when I ask.
See how we're playing.
Oh,
you threw it back at me.
I thought it would have been the other way around, but nice to know which one,
Yeah,
huh?
glad we settled that. 420 is right around the corner, ladies. And we want to hear from you.
So give us a call at 805-26...
I especially want to hear from you because I'm heterosexual.
Unless these three are up for sale. So, oh, they're leaving. Don't look over there. There's one.
Oh,
get back in here.
Wait.
That's the one he'd... So give us a call at 805-268-7123.
You're all fired. You're
and
all
tell
fired.
us what you're smoking, eating, and doing this April 20th.
I know what you're smoking. Thanks to our guest, Kevin Pollack, for showing up. I wish we had 10 more minutes with you, buddy.
We should be best friends. Stick around. A new episode of the International Sexy Lady Show. It starts right now.
Good night, everybody.